You know, we always look forward to the Rays showing up because Brett Phillips was coming to town, and we were always fired up, and it was only one time a year. And then all of a sudden, we found out we could get this guy, and I'm thinking the A's, he would be the perfect A. And then you sign with the Angels. But you know what? As much as we hate the Angels, we will root for you, my friend.
Chris, thank you, brother. It's an honor to be here, as always. I mean, whoo, opening day, I feel like a kid on Christmas morning, and I'm sure you feel the same. But to be celebrating it with fellow friends who I've known for the last couple years, it's a pleasure. How you doing?
Good. I mean, how about for you? I mean, leaving Florida spring training.
Yep.
We've been following you in that little rent-a-car you had, and you were having fun. I mean, coming to Arizona, obviously Arizona spring training far different. Now you're going to be living in Orange County. Just what has the transition been like?
You know, obviously being a Florida boy,
Yeah.
it's going to be a transition, but I'm excited for it. It was time for me to leave my nest, being born and raised there in St. Petersburg. Grew up 20 minutes from the Trop, was such a blessing to play for my hometown team. But, you know, God had different plans, and here we are. I'm a Cali boy now.
Yeah.
Got the hair growing out. I was prepared for the action. I was prepared for the vibes. And, again, just super excited to be out here playing Major League Baseball again. You know, I don't know if you knew this, but it got taken away from me last year. First time, rightfully so. Went through that DFA process. So there's a little more appreciation coming out here. Just, again, being so blessed and grateful to be celebrating my fourth opening day and to be with the Angels, who are, you know, obviously the lineup, the roster of superstars is an honor itself to play with. So I'm excited.
Hey, you've always been humble. You've always appreciated every single moment. You're not one of those guys that we look at and go, you know, you've always really appreciated what you've had. And it's one of the reasons why fans love you so much, because they see so much of themselves in you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. It's perspective, right? This is my 12th season of professional baseball, and each and every morning I wake up on the ride here, just seeing other things that I could be doing. And here I am showing up to a Major League Baseball field to play a kid's game for a living. I never want people to sit down at 7 o'clock at night when they've just had a very hard day of work to look at the TV screen and say, man, that guy doesn't know how good he is. He's taking advantage of his time. He's not appreciating what he's been given. So that's how, you know, obviously my relationship with God and how I go about my business has instilled my family and friends, my mentors have instilled these quality characteristics in my life. But honestly, it's the truth. It's just having perspective, because things could be a lot worse. Let's be honest.
No
Here
doubt.
we are in sunny California talking baseball, about to go out and have fun.
And you're not in a dome like you have.
I know.
For all those
I got
years.
some vitamin D in me now.
Right?
Yeah.
How good is this?
Yeah.
It's all different when you're playing for a California. I could see you getting into, whether you're going to go down to Newport or Huntington. I can see you getting into surfing. I can see you getting into this lifestyle.
Oh man, we'll see. I'm not
riding a skateboard on the boardwalk.
Yeah. You know, as growing up, I enjoyed all that, fishing off the pier, you know, skimboarding. I grew up by the beach, and now I'm more so of a reserved kind of guy who likes to play his guitar and, you know, hang out. So I'm kind of going through a little life transition right now. I don't know if
he's growing up.
I'm growing. There it is. I'm growing. I'm maturing.
Yes.
I don't think you ever were going to hear that out of my mouth,
That's
but
great.
I think everyone would say, no, that guy's still the same. But I think I'm growing up.
So this team's interesting because if you haven't really fought, because you played against the Angels all these years, but the Angels, it's always been high expectations, and then they just don't deliver. Overpromise, underdeliver. And you can have Trout, you can have Ohtani, you can have all that, but what have you seen in camp that makes you think, you know what, this team does have a shot?
I mean, yeah, we can talk about how good, how talented these guys are all day long, because the accolades are there as from an individual standpoint. But like you said, sometimes having the best roster playing in the AL East, we went in and beat New York and Boston on a nightly basis with our roster. And people are like, how do they do that? Well, it's playing together. It's coming together, having some camaraderie, some fellowship with the boys, saying, hey, we're all Major League Baseball players, no matter if we're superstars or not. We have the talent to be out here, believe it. So I think as we continue and we progress through this season, I think you're going to see a little different vibe from the LA Angels. I apologize. I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, we're going to win. All the fans are tired of that. People are tired of that. It's no, go out there and win and show us. Don't talk about us. And so that's the mentality in the clubhouse. 1 through 26, it's like, hey, we know we've got a lineup full of dudes, but if we don't play together and have some fun, then we're not going to win. And I feel like everyone is on board with that. Spring training proved that. I know we're back-to-back Arizona Cactus League champions, right? So the Angels came into last year with a lot of high expectations, but that's going to be every year, especially when you're in LA. The fuse is short with the fans. Rightfully so, across Major League Baseball. What are you going to do to respond? Well, we're going to show up. We're going to play the game the right way. We're going to have fun. And at the end of the night, we're going to celebrate.
How important is it? Because we always said the Rays are like the East Coast version of the A's. How important is it that you bring that mentality where you say, listen, this is what I learned in Tampa, and it works. What happened in Tampa, and to me, so much was work ethic. We'd sit here, and you'd see Tampa take an infield practice.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of work that the Rays put into fundamentals and doing everything the right way, it was an edge that you guys brought into every single series. And everything that you learned about being an underdog and going in and taking on the Yankees and taking the Red Sox, how important is that for you to put that in the clubhouse over there?
Yeah, it's very important. It's everything. Winning 100 games in 2021 with Tampa, that's what it took. And it started from the top down, from the front office, basically saying, hey, we're going to provide the resources for you guys, from a food, from a vitamin, from a coaching stand, everything you need, but to complete what we were trying to do. And I know, we went to the World Series and we lost in the playoffs a few years, but we made it to the playoffs, and it was from a collective group of guys saying, hey, we don't care what anyone has to say or doesn't have to say about us, because we were never on the TV. We were never on the ESPN. No one wanted to talk about it.
Yeah.
We didn't care because we had this chip on our shoulder that, hey, if we're going to compete, we got to believe it. So obviously with the Angels, we know we can compete, but it's just having this mentality where we're going to have to play together as a group, collectively. We just can't expect to roll the balls out and play, because, hey, I don't care if you're the Oakland A's or the Tampa Bay Rays, the New York Yankees, you cannot roll the balls out anymore. The talent level is so good. So what are you going to do to combat that? You're going to work your butt off. You're going to be a good teammate. You're going to love and respect everyone around you, and you're going to go out there and have fun, because you're going to remember why you started playing this game in the first place, because it's fun. So I don't know. Maybe that's a recipe for success. We'll see, but I guarantee you we're going to continue to do that.
Every kid should listen to this interview. You're an inspiration to all these kids, because this is what you need to be, man.
No, you don't want to listen to me. I'm the worst hitter in Major League Baseball, but that's okay because I'm working.
You got to be a good teammate. You got to work your ass off to stay at this level.
Yes,
you got to be good people to be in that clubhouse, because the minute you're not good people, they'll find somebody else.
Yes, sir. Well said.
And I'll tell you this, it pains me, because you know how much we hate the Angels here in Oakland. I got to root for this, my guy. I'm so happy that you're out west. Hey, you know what this means, too? You're going to be here all the time.
Hey, whatever you need. I'll come
Not
over
once
here,
a
shoot
year,
the breeze.
all the time.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to go get my work in. It's always a pleasure. I appreciate y'all. Good luck to the A's. Hopefully you guys stay healthy. I know on our end, we're going to be looking to kick y'all's butt tonight, and I hope that's the same. But when we get to do this, I always appreciate it. So thank you.
Truly one of the best people in all of Major League Baseball right here on A's Cast Live.